chill. Dominoes, click, smack, talk, fly. Some folks dance, some just sigh. Playlist loop, but we don't mind it. Same 3 songs every night, we rewind it. Cousin on the grill, flame kiss that plate. Kids run wild through the busted gate. Street lamp hum, but the heartbeat still. Every long weekends when we got to chill. You got to chill. Kick back, lean in, let the time stand still. Put your feet up high on the windowsill. If you rock with us, then you got to chill. Yeah, yeah. You got to chill. Whole crew laughing by the dollar bill. Ain't rich, but the joy's so real. If you're here right now, then you got to chill. No big flex, just friends and a fold out. Same inside jokes that we roll out every time. If you feel stressed, bring that over here. We trade your worries for another cold chill. You got to chill. Kick back, lean in, let the time stand still. Put your feet up high on the windowsill. If you rock with us, then you got to chill. Yeah, you got to chill. Whole crew laughing by the dollar bill. Ain't rich, but the joy's so real. If you're here right now, then you got to chill. Then you got to chill. Then you got to chill. Pulled up late, same crew, same plan. Fold out chairs in the back of the van. Cooler on frost, cards on the table. Laughing so hard, somebody shook the cable. Phone on mute, world on pause. Talk our talk, we don't need applause. Sun dips low, sky turn teal. If you feel that vibe, then you got to chill. You got to chill. Kick back, lean in, let the time stand still. Put your feet up high on the windowsill. If you rock with us, then you got to chill. Oh yeah, you got to chill. Whole crew laughing about a dollar bill. Ain't rich, but the joy's so real. If you're here right now, then you got to chill. Dominoes, click, smack, talk, fly. Some folks dance, some just sigh. Playlist loop, but we don't mind it. Same 3 songs every night, we rewind it. Cousin on the grill, flame kiss that plate. Kids run wild through the busted gate. Street lamp hum, but the heartbeat still. Every long weekends when we got to chill. You got to chill. Kick back, lean in, let the time stand still. Put your feet up high on the windowsill. If you rock with us, then you got to chill. Yeah, yeah. You got to chill. Whole crew laughing by the dollar bill. Ain't rich, but the joy's so real. If you're here right now, then you got to chill. No big flex, just friends and a fold out. Same inside jokes that we roll out.
Boom. Alright, boom. Bring that down there. Bring that down. Make sure that don't come. Boom. Alright, that's that. That's that. And last thing, let's get my music on. Boom, boom. All right. I know that took a long time to get that set up. People, my bad. My apologies. I am already late-ish. Okay, I'm late. I'm late as hell. But in my defense today, this was total technical difficulties. And but we made it through. We here. And you see the title. You see what we're going to talk about today, what we're going to bring up. It's kind of like a part 2 from yesterday. I'll be honest, yesterday, guys, I was doing the show, but I shouldn't have been doing it. My head was pounding. I got no sleep from the night before. It just was a rough day. And to be honest with you, I don't feel like it was a good enough show to my standards. But anyways, hit the like button as you come in. Let me do my little due diligence and get it out the way. Remember, for my people that's on TikTok, I'm streaming on 2 different TikTok pages. Scott Free Morning Show is the main page. To my people, hit the like button as you come on in. I appreciate you when you hit the door when you come on in. And then they got the people over on L. Scott's page. That is my backup page to the Scott Free page, because they're going to take this thing very soon. I can see it. I'm not trying to speak it up. I just know one strike away, and you never know. I could put the wrong word in the title, and that would be a wrap. You never know what you do with these people. So I just appreciate for the people who hit the subscribe button and follow button. So please go over to the L. Scott page over there on TikTok and follow the backup page just in case. And I'm streaming live there too today. So guys, if you want to see its entirety, you should be able to see anything that they see on the main page. You should be able to see over here on the L. Scott page. But we'll see. I don't know. You'll let me know. Let me I should probably pull the chat room over here if I can find it. Give me 2 seconds. One last thing and I'll be ready to go. All right, right there. All right. So anyway, so I got that up right there. I wanted to put that out the way. Due to YouTube as usual, I'm on the 300 radio page. That is the main platform for the stuff that we do. Meaning all our podcasts that we do. This is a whole network. We're trying to grow it into something amazing. I'm trying to get this thing to the point to where we have multiple shows. This is going to be a full tilt network. It is the future plans. But I need your help to do so, guys. And the first things first is to go over to the page. So you can go over to 300 radio and the number 1 on YouTube. So that's 300, the numbers, radio, and then the number 1, because we are number 1. And then follow the page. You'll get to see all the playbacks and things. I cut these videos up into shorts and I put them out there, some of the best content. So you get a good overall general feel for who I am. I'm just a lover of black culture. I'll go ahead and say that for all the new people who walked in the door. I love black people, so I'm a defender of the culture. I am not a male advocate. I am a black family advocate, meaning I want what's best for man, woman, and child. So when my content hits, that's what you're going to hear mostly from me. Anyways, with that being said, people, on today's episode, as you can see, we're going to be talking about these here fellow minorities as they are jumping out the window and losing their minds. My main, and now, like I said, I always give it a chance. I'm going to let everything build up, give a chance for people to come on in. But I always like to touch on it a little bit when first we get in here, and I'm going to say this about it. Okay, this is what I'm going to say about it. Asians, my Asian community. I think people don't really, let me just say this part. I'll say this part and then we'll hold off and we'll look what else is on my timeline while we wait. But I think people don't realize is that the reason why you guys are ahead of us has nothing to do with us being inadequate or us being less than you. Really what it is a situational thing. We have been put into a situation. We have been funneled down here. You guys have been allowed to sit on top of us. And honestly, that's the reason why you're there. But our compliance, our abilities to come patronize with you, to do business with you, to look at you as a friend versus foe, is the only reason why you thrive here. And I'll just say this before we get into it. Just be careful what you ask for, because you just may get it. And I'm actually in a very good mood today. I'm gonna tell you why I'm in such a good mood. I'm in such a good mood because it is a beautiful thing to see black people standing together as a unit. Are y'all not excited? I'm so excited. I'm watching. Now, this will sound hateful. They're gonna say, oh, you sound hateful. You want these businesses to close. No, I want people to stop attacking us. Let me see. I want this young sister. She takes the words right out of my mouth. Did she say, did I save this sister? Please say I saved this sister. She took the words out of my mouth. I think this is a young lady. This young lady is how I think I feel about boycotting and why we need to. Well, just listen. Hold on. Good Lord. It'd be nice if she was. Let's play. Boop. Oh, no, that's not it. That's not it. Hold on. I was ready to play the wrong one anyway. Hold on. Do I got the sister? God damn it. I meant to have the sister. She hit it on the head. Maybe it's in my Facebook. Hold on a second as I do this. But all I want to say is that she hit it on the head. She basically was saying this. Hold on, let me pull up instead of talking about it. Let me just see if I can pull it up. Hold on, let me pull it up on YouTube. Oh, too, if you want to see the graphics and in its totality, because I'm going to play a couple of videos from people. If you want to see it, you're going to have to go over to YouTube at 300 Radio, the number 1. To see it. Is this it right here? Let me see. Hold on. No, this is it. God darn it. I think I lost the sister and I didn't want to lose her. She was really good. I'm not gonna lie to you. She was really spitting fire. But basically all she was saying in so many terms is this. I say this all the time. And I got this from Jeff Brown, the comedian. I got the fact that When someone harms the community, they need to understand that your people need to check their own people before we get a hold of them. Because if it has to come down to us, even if you apologize, which we'll accept if it's sincere, but you still have to have consequences. See, people look at it just like that. Like, it's like, classic example, in a relationship. If someone says that they're sorry or they apologize, that is just the beginning. No, that is not what actually works. What the part that works isn't the apology, isn't the I'm sorry. It is the actions that are attached to it, the change behavior, the things that you do, you move. It's the tangibleness. That is what actually matters. Well, these people want to bypass that, but I'm trying to find it. Hold on one second. I really want to find that video for that young lady. I do, but I can't find it. Is this it? Hold on. Oh no, I can't see that. That lady ball crazy. Anyway, I can't find it. If I could find it, we're gonna do it. But like I said, we're gonna dive into that a little bit later. Matter of fact, let's start with this young lady. Let's dive into something a little more mindless to get everybody. I'm in such a good mood. Let's hit this. Let's hit it. No, hold on. No, I don't even want to do that. I want to do it. I'm ready to cuss. And I remember I can't cuss on TikTok. But hit the like button. Come on in. I want to go ahead and get everything started. But I want to play this young lady and tell me what y'all think of her. I just wanted to play that because of this. I will agree. If I raised a child for 15 years of his life, it's going to be hard. The way I love my children, it's going to be hard for me to walk away from them. It would be. But, I was ready to cut. But lady, you don't get to determine whether I walk away or not. So don't be trying to shame me. You can't shame me. If you the one you talking about yourself, but you can't shame me. I walk away from you and your regular child if I want to. Don't talk to me like that. See, both can be true. See, I feel that much energy for it, but at the same time, I just, don't be telling people to do it. I do agree that, it's hard to walk away from child. That's why for me, I'll be honest with y'all. If I had an inkling, a suspicion, my children are grown at this point now. I would not even want to know, even though they're grown now. My children are all left the nest. I would not want to even know now. It just would have to ride with it at this point. I don't want to know. But I would tell you like this, if I ever found out, boy, I would tell their mama, you better run. I don't promote violence, but, well, I'm going to tell you. Anyways, I want to play her. Look, ain't y'all said, is this true? I had never heard this before. Let me go YouTube. Let me show y'all guys. I'm sorry, YouTube. I keep saying I'm going to show you, but I ain't showed you yet. Hold on. Put it up here. Bing, pop. Like that. Is this true? They said recently. Hold on. I got a problem over here. Hold on. They won't show something on my page again. Why is this? Why they won't show nothing? Hold on. Let me do this. Hold on a second, guys. Look, Jesus, these people. I get so tired of this. TikTok is so strict on everything. Give me 2 seconds. I promise you guys I'll be ready to roll. Give me 2 seconds. Let me take this down. Boom. Let me pull this. Bang. All right, so let me do that. Bang. Because they won't even let me show a graphic on the screen. I mean, my God. That is so crazy. So, boom. I'm going to go here. Let me just do this. Bang. Hold on. What are they saying? Show at least one. So, okay, hold on 1 second. Oops, my bad. All right, sorry about that, guys. Bing. All right, there we go. Sorry about that. But is this true that's on the screen? I'm going to tell you guys on TikTok what I'm showing. On TikTok, on what they're showing is, they said Joe Jackson's cousin is Ron, is this Newton? I guess it is. I don't know. He interviewed and revealed that he declined over $200,000 because they basically was trying to pay this man to say that Michael was doing stuff to his kids. Now, I haven't had a chance to verify this or not, and this got shown to me like 5 minutes before I went on the air. But I just want to say, if this is true, they're telling you everything I say all the time. Black men with the power they want to remove. Look, this is what's good. Look, let me say this real quick because I didn't even know I was going to get into this. But let me say this. The whole Carmelo Anthony case, right? If you've been paying attention, like I've been paying attention, everybody knows right now this little young man is being railroaded. And to find out now, I just found out this morning. I'm doing my research again this morning. Found out this morning that in this young man's case, his father, the DA, and the judge all know each other to be chummy enough to be conversing. That means that the only reason why this young man is on trial is because they clicked in and they wanted to punish the boy, even though his child was the aggressor and the violent one. Man, this whole system is bothersome to me. It just bothers me. This is the whole thing with Mike. It's the same thing with Michael. So Michael bypassed the system, just like they always say shrewd businessmen is when they white tea. They shrewd business. Oh, because Michael went overseas and basically bought it all up. So if he could go over there and do that and do this, why y'all don't leave him alone? No, now he has to be a child guy. He has to, well, I can't say certain words, but now he has to want to do strange things with children. Isn't it ironic that every black male that you see, everyone that gets a level of power has to go away? I said this once before. Why is all those record labels get indicted on some type of criminal activity? Why all the successful ones got to go down? See, for me, and what gets me is this. I want my people to understand this. Stop compartmentalizing. You do know, because you watch the movies, you see the television shows, you see all the stuff they show you when they show you how they railroad black folks, how they make up stories and put jackets on you that don't matter in the movie. But in the real life, just because the news, the same people who lied to you, when it, like, mind you, if you watch CNN and they're frustrating you because their narrative is wrong when it comes to, say, a police slaying of a black kid or something, and you see them up there on the panel just making justifications. If those same people will sit there in your face and make that justification, why you believe them when they tell you something about every one of the black men with money? You don't think not one black man with 100 million more, you don't think a black man with 100 million or more doesn't want to protect his money, his family legacy by not doing degeneracy? Or do all of them got to be doing? No, it's the same reason why there's one guy whose son was already on disciplinary action. That man had just got back to me. He wasn't even racing that day, the young boy. I'm talking about Carmelo Anthony Gate. He's not even racing that day. But he still feels enough to want to go over and put his hands on people. And people all the time still making excuses. And his dad right now trying to railroad another kid. I'm going to tell you people right now. I said this once before. I don't know how rude this is going to sound. But you know what? At times I would say karma can't be real because look at these people. But then I started thinking about it. Karma is real for black folks. You feel it every time. Every time you're doing something you're going to do, it always comes out. It may take 1 month. It may take a year, may take a month, may take a day, may take 10 years, but it's going to hit you. But these people escape it at all costs. You want to know why? Because I don't think. Well, let me just say it this way. Now say it this way. I think it affects people. Humans are affected by karma. Yes. I'm just sorry. Take that for what you will. I'll just move on from that. Because that's just ridiculous. But anyways, I digress. Moving on. I will say this. Nick Cannon posted something recently. I'm going to tell you what it says. Nick Cannon to discuss his $1 billion entertainment empire at InvestFest. I think that's down here in Atlanta, if I ain't mistaken. Coming up. To get your tickets. Well, first thing first, I'm going to tell people like this now. Can I tell my people something? I know this is going to sound bad for people who like Nick, because I don't have no problem with Nick Cannon. But I do want y'all to understand this, is that these people who are always selling you something ain't giving you nothing. But you the product that day. They're not giving you a product. You're the product. They sold it to you. That's what's happening. So when I see Nick and them doing stuff like this, I want to know why they charge you. Not why they charge you money. I know why they charge you money. But I want to know, what are you getting for going? Other than getting here entertainers talk about their money. Because Nick's not going to give you no real game on how to make no real money in the business. At best, you may spend enough money where you can rub an elbow with them and maybe you can impress them that way. But I can definitively tell you, if you just buying a regular general admission ticket, you just became product. And see, for me, I'm just at the point now, honestly saying, if you're going to put something together, it has to be something out of it. Like, hopefully, and I don't know this to be true or not true, but if they have vendors there, hopefully they at least have black vendors there. And like I said, if they're doing that, then great. It's just some way to eat off of it, my thing. But mine is just, I wish, because I don't want to sound critical, because I'm not critical of people who try and do positive things. I'm not. But what I am is that the same way I feel about reparations, like they want us to vote Democrat without any tangibles, right? We talk about this all the time. I look at this the same way. I don't want to keep spending money at events that I'm just walking away feeling energized to go off and try to make it, but I'm still beating against the same wall that ain't working. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, to me, it's just, you know, these types of events, I want them to get organized in a way to where, you know, when you leave, we can, like, year 1, we do Invest Fest, right? They got that, right? And just say it's year 10. I want for us to be on year 10 and say, man, it's the 10-year anniversary. Let's look at all the progress the people who have attended this event has made in our culture because of this. And we show all the progress other than just, you know, Steve Harvey is the keynote speaker this year or something like that. But like I said, I don't want to sound critical because again, I'm not trying to hear criticizer. I'm just saying I just want something. Let me say it this way, because I've never been. Hopefully something tangible comes out of it. Let me say it that way. Instead of me saying it isn't, hopefully it does. I just know a lot of time when the entertainer comes, it just becomes about entertainment at that point. And then I just really want to say to Nick, be honest, brother. They took it, brother. They took your empire. You said one thing they didn't like. You won't even lying. But you said one thing they like, and they said, let me take this $1 billion empire. Is it really an empire? I don't know. You tell me. Anyways, I'll move on from that. Anyways, don't move on from that. Anyway, hit the like button when you come on in. I'm going to try to slow it down a little bit, give people a chance to come on in, because I had this. Lord Jesus, they still doing a visibility warning. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. Let me blow this thing up, because they killing me. Hold on one second, guys. They messing me up over here on my other page. They don't want to show me love. That's what it is. But I get it. Your nose is unclear something. Let me put it up here. Let me blow it up, because they keep telling me. Now, you know what's so funny? I'll see someone else have a picture up and be on a live and have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people in there. But then here, I'll have my camera up, and then they'll say, oh, we can't see it big enough. So you got to be on restrictions. But anyways, I digress. I'll leave it at that. Matter of fact, hold on one second. One more thing. I'm going to do this. Let me do this. One more last thing, and then we'll get the thing moving. Hit the like button. Share the live, people, because we're going to be here for a minute. I'm going to stay with you for a few. But again, like I said, I'm in a really good mood because I'm happy that, like I said, black folks are banding together. And what it is, I've seen so many videos, so much content of black folks basically saying, oh, y'all want to come for us? All right, you want to come for me? I got you. So I'm with it. I enjoy it. I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? And I'm being positive. Sunshine, I think I am. I'm positive. I'm trying to be, you know. If I didn't sound positive, I don't want to come off as a negative. I don't want to be a negative Nancy. I don't want to sound like I got all the answers either, because I don't. My thing is it's just like I went to a Damon Johns event one time, right? And when I went to it, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be a negative Nancy. I'm critical, okay? Let me explain, okay? Since we just getting started, let me explain, and hopefully we'll go from there. So my thing is this. I went to a Damon Johns event. I use that as an example. I went to Damon Johns event. When I was in the event, I remember that when I got there, I sat down, I was very excited, and I remember just listening to them tell us about how wealth is great, and wealth and more wealth, and we like wealth. You got a generational wealth, and you got to grow it. And I left, and I remember I was a few $100s lighter in the pocket, but I had nothing tangible to take with me. But he's going all over the country telling everybody else he's dropping game. He's just a motivational speaker. Oh, okay, I appreciate you. I see, I'm sitting here just jumping out the window for now, explaining myself now. But I do feel that way. I feel like that's what they're doing. I definitely feel like that. So, but anyways, I digress. And let me just keep an eye over here too, because I know how they do with me over here. So, but anyways, I'll definitely say this though. Before we get into the main one, I got a couple more. Let me go into the couple more, because I want to talk about that. But that Michael one got me. Can I say something to this too? Now, Sandra, you may not say I'm positive on this one. Okay, but all right, so on the screen they say former male escort is accusing Diddy, and his words is lying. She's a C-word dumpster, Cassie. And he said of pum traveling of the Punani. And he blasts her as she flees America. Now, I did hear she left the country. And when leaving the country, I'm going to tell you what I think. I think the reason is that this is what I think both can be true. See, this is my thing with the media. The media, when they want to be nice to you, everybody gets on board, they'll be nice to you. If they want to hide part of the story, they'll hide part of the story. If they want the story to grow and be bigger than what it should be, they'll make that happen. This is a classic example. I see, and I've always known Diddy is not a nice man. We have heard for years, before even any of this, we had heard for years how he treated people economically, how no one made any money on Bad Boys, why people walked away with no money, why the Locks literally had to go on an international campaign to get removed from Bad Boy because he wouldn't let them go. We've heard the story, so I knew he wasn't a nice person. So when you saw the video footage of him and her in the hallway, in the elevator, and he done straight kicked her in the middle of the face. Yeah, I saw that coming. Mace left early. Man, I'm out of here. Craig Mack, I remember him, Craig Mack. So it's just always horrible. And I remember thinking to myself, I get it. It makes sense to me. This man's not a nice person. But you know what they decided to do? They decided to basically paint him in a certain manner all these years until they didn't want to no more. And I'm only saying this to say this. Cassie I get it. Guys, y'all gonna have to be honest with yourself. You know what it is? It's the same thing that gets black men, some of these black men, when they get money and they get with these erotics, when they get with these exotic chicks. What it is, we've been socially conditioned that these women supposed to be better. These women are above certain behaviors and actions and things. It'll be the same reason why when you see one of them women look like Cassie walking up on Martin Luther King Boulevard at 3 a.m. on the whole stroll, when she be out there, y'all be like, oh my gosh, why is she out here? This is a subconscious thing that has been put into us. So when I see this subconscious thing that's been put into us, what I decide to generally do from that point, I say things like this. No, ain't no difference between this woman and another hoe. And what it was this. We got sucked in because the media got behind her little exotic looking self. And they said, oh, poor thing. And then the video, which is everything, kicked her in the face. Woo! You knew it. You was like, oh my God, this girl's a victim. But everybody in the situation basically says, no, she volunteered. If y'all listen to the court deposition, because I did, everybody said the same thing. Oh, she down. But she kept saying, oh, I was coerced. I felt bad that if I would lose him, if I didn't, then you supposed to leave if you feel that bad. You still can't. Look, ain't none of us. If I go rob a bank and they catch me and I get in front of the judge and say, yes, but judge, I needed the money. No one's gonna say, oh, poor thing, you needed the money. Okay, that makes a difference. No, they don't. They're gonna say, I understand, but you did it. That's what she's supposed to have got. See, I'm not above people being victim. I'm not blaming victim. What I'm saying, I don't think she's a victim. I think she was a participant in it. I think she left when it finally broke off. She found somebody that she really wanted to be with. And when she got with him, she realized, but I remember that money I had when I was did it. And he was like, look, let's just distort this nigga. He can't do nothing. And he couldn't. He dropped that 30 million quick as hell, didn't it? And see, for them, all it was that the system was coming for him. I don't know what he did, how he did it. I heard he was suing somebody. Wasn't he suing Cyrus or something like that? Ain't it funny? Every time, like the Michael Jackson, was it uncle or something like that I was just talking about? I can't tell you what family member it was. But the one day he was saying he was trying to get him to touch his kids. Just to even think about that one. That kid, that family, that man, they said right after that interview, he says that he mysteriously passes away. You see how this works? And mind you, we know it all to be true. Ain't nobody not believing it. We all know this happening. Lord Jesus, you know what? This thing kills me. Anyway, so I'm gonna leave that alone over there. They basically told me this ain't working today, so we're gonna have to leave it be. But anyways, so when I just say without this, I don't think Cassie is basically a wasn't it? I don't think she's a victim. I think that she is basically deciding she's going to not be of it. I don't think none of those things. I think that she's fleeing the country, but I also think Russell Simmons is guilty. That's why he won't come back in the country. I believe all that to be true. I know all the people doing that stuff. Look, y'all got to realize entertainers are picked due to their behaviors or the things they're willing to do. You say he was suing the distributor. Okay. See, now here we go again. If he's suing, it's always, look, I always say this about these people whenever, because I was talking history. I got back on last night and we started talking about a lot of history and things. What people don't realize is that every time somebody goes after big money, something happens to them. And then when something happened to them, we just take the story. Like I remember when it was a black judge, a black woman. She decided she was I forgot what she decided. She was going to stand up against the system against something. But then they literally, right after that, she's thrown in like the Hudson River or something like that. You know what I'm saying? They just threw her in the river. And then they said, oh, she committed suicide. Who throws himself in the river? Same with Cosby. I agree. I can't say Kales because, like you said, look, no, I'm going to leave it alone. Because, like you say, people, and I understand the reasons. I'm not even touch that. Leave me alone. Another day, I'll talk about that. But the lady, even the judge I'm talking about, even with that lady, they found nothing in her, no water in her lungs, which means that somebody pumed her. And then she had to basically go off and out. And you see what happened. She got pumed to death. And they just made an excuse. It made it sound like she was the problem. That's what they did. So it is what it is. Ain't nothing else you're going to be able to do about it. You're going to have to basically take whatever they give you. Because that's what it's going to boil down to now. They done got to the point now where if I say it, you just have to take it. And if you refuse to take it, then sorry. But this is the true story now. We're going to go with it. Like, can I tell you something? Last night I was looking at, you saw Donald Trump was on going to the Knicks game. And you know what's funny about it when I saw that? I was looking at him because he was sitting there asleep like a bug. And I was sitting there thinking to myself, why is he sitting here asleep? Why he don't go home? You know he don't want to be there. Can you imagine your job when you the pawn? Because Donald Trump, just like every other president, they all pawns. Somebody but him telling them what to do. What'd you say here? Yep. And then why she was exposing corruption. Yes, you remember the lady I'm talking about. See what I'm saying? She did. I give you another one. Judge Olaf Stevenson. Black guy. Black dude. Decided he was gonna go ahead and fight the system. He wasn't gonna throw black boys away, things like that. All of a sudden, here it is. Now mind you, remember, judges' jobs ain't never in jeopardy. Judges talk to you any kind of, you've been in traffic court. They'll talk to you any kind of way. But all of a sudden the people can get him removed, but they just don't like him no more. They'll give you an excuse, but as always, he just needs to go. We have to get rid of him. He can't be here anymore. You be like, you people always make an excuse when you don't like something. I brought up, not that long ago, Marilyn Mosby, the woman who, the prosecutor who was going to prosecute the Freddie Gray people, them cops. Now remember, this man gets into a back of a police vehicle, back fine. Gets back, they said his spine was cracked, ruptured or something. Could you imagine what they did to this man? See, enough people don't talk about that one no more. That one bothers my spirit because I don't think people talk about that one enough. You're trying to tell me that having that to me, that doesn't fly. I don't like that at all. But anyways, I digress. I'll leave it alone. Because I'm going to go down a path with that one. You said you literally broke you broke that man back. Come on now. And you trying to tell me, no, what you're telling me at this point is this. Let me say this before I get it. Now I'm going to get into the main topic, so I'm going to get it started. But let me say this. What I've realized about this world is this. Snap that man's spine. Good God. Sounds horrible. This is what I've realized in this world. I'm going to give you a story that you just going to have to accept because I own every aspect of everything. I saw this guy say this. Matter of fact, let me play it real quick. I'm going to tell you why I saw this. I saw this guy. I'm going to play this real quick. This is how they feel, but none of this is true. Let me play something real quick for you guys. Let me play this. Listen. Mm-hmm. So is the Latin American, the sub-Saharan, all these different places, do they all crap holes because they're just not up to the intellectual level of this man right here who did a bunch of word babble to say this? No, we just poisoned you, economically deprived you, assassinated your leaders, decided that we was going to brainwash the whole, not every aspect of warfare that you could think of, you do on each one of these people. And your thing is that because I'm just so superior in intellect when it comes to it. No, that would mean you're closer to animals than you are human. Humans know to talk, to speak, to understand sides, to come to a common ground like humans do. Animals try to rip your throat out at all times. Animals want to lie, cheat, and steal at all times. That's what an animal does. But you're a very articulate animal, but you're still an animal. I love when people like that talk like that because none of that makes any sense. He'll say those statements as they are doing malicious, underhanded, sneaky behavior to basically make sure you can't stay or do what he does. I saw this. Let me show you something else that bothered me. I got to play this one for you. This guy, young man, bothered me. I got to find it. Where is he at? Please say I find this dude video. Hold on a second. I got to find this. This young man bothered my spirit. He made some statements I just do not agree with. Hold on. Let me see if I can find them. All of what people like this say sounds so good when you have to get up and do it anyway. Because that's what we do. Everything he just said is not true, but you still have to do it anyway. When you control every aspect of that living, classic example, if we all got up today and says he no longer controls me, he no longer is going to dictate whether I become rich or poor, I'm gonna say, great, now let's how we're going to do it, you individually. Because remember, if it's 50 million black Americans, especially that's what you're going to end up relying on is your own people. If 49.9999 million of them some bitches is still all under the same system, but you out of it, how are you making the money? No, sir. What you can say is this. These people have subjugated us in every facet of life. The first solution to a problem is admitting it is a problem. If we admit that first, that these people are subjugating us in every way possible, every time, even down to the way your image is portrayed, even down to everything when it comes down to your sexuality of your children, they control every aspect of your being. And if you step out of line, like I do, if I get large enough, it is time to remove him because you don't fit the status quo. You think I am choosing that? That is not a choice that I'm choosing. Well, technically I am. I am choosing it, but it's in a life or death choice. So I want him to put that context on it because everything that he's saying is a life or death choice, but it is true. So I guess I will go with that far and say that. I do not have a victim mentality. I have a mentality that is we are being victimized, but what are you going to do? You still have to get up and do something. Now, if I had it my way and I was the leader of black people, we wouldn't be getting victimized like that. I can promise you that. The victimization will ease up very fast, very quickly because of the way my mind thinks is I'm just looking for leverage. Let's lead into the main topic. Black people. Black people, Asians are upset because we don't want to do business with them right now. And now they hollering, we ain't all do it to him. It was just him. Just 2 days ago, they had air in their chest. Remember 2-3 days ago? You mother nigger, that's all we heard. You better, we'll remove. Black folks said, then let's shut it down. And I loved it. 1 weekend of them numbers dropping. Now y'all gonna blame us. Why y'all doing me like this? Ain't that tune different? Ain't their attitude changed? Shit alive. I be telling people all the time, that's what I be looking for. Change that attitude. We need some straightening now. And what they feeling is straightening. But I want to go a step further. I want to say this too. Don't talk to me about you don't want to be lumped in because they're a diverse group of Asian people. What do you tell Negroes every day? Y'all followed around that young man, Cyrus. Y'all followed him around because he was a black boy. Stereotypically, you don't know him at all. So what I need you to understand is that, but he gets lumped in with everything that you have portrayed our young boys to be, which most of the time is just a projection. So what I'm going to tell you is this: when that young sister was down there in South Africa with her zaddy, and she came up, unfortunately, did we attack the white team man? Nope. We made video movies. Ayana came out of hiding, and we saw her do a special on why black men are so violent to be around. Your husband is going to attack you in every way possible. It is in your subconscious now, because you're going to hear it everywhere you go. Is that not a lumption? When the young man pew-pewed his family, the 8 people in his family, when he did that, all black men became a threat to you ladies. You heard it. We heard it. All I heard. I did video after video on it. So I want people to understand this is this. You don't get to have it both ways. You don't get to project out and then don't think you gonna eat it. You, ma'am, sirs, the people who are out here whining that the Asians, oh my God, it's the end of the world. Well, you should have thought about that. Your people, the little Asian dude, should have thought about his community. No, he was cocky. And when a cocky person steps out, you're going to have to eat what they did. I'm sorry. Black American men are told that we are miseducated, uninformed, ill-informed. Overall, just need to be led by their women at all times. You see that projection onto black men? That is the dumbing down of the most powerful man on the planet Earth. You want to dumb that down by making all these projections that ain't true? But you don't want to eat what this man did today. Man, when I found out after they did this to this young man, now they flipping him over trying to find something that ain't even there. Oh, how does a jury let you off? You want to know how? Because don't nobody care about us because we ain't making them care. And I don't mean care to the point where they doing this. I don't need no violins. We need respect at this point. I will say something Marcus Garvey said, I'll take from him. He said it true. He said, you can't be pitied and respected at the same time. I totally agree. And I don't want your pity. I need that respect. And see, black folks at this point, I don't know if we've even got to the point where we understand that yet. I really don't. And I just I've seen so many black folks, and it's so funny because I saw this. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull this off real quick. Did I pull this up? I saw a video of showing how much money we give Asians. Did I send that? Let me go send that real quick. Let me send it to myself. I'm gonna put it on the screen. I saw how much money we're spending to the Asians. And through their different markets, like the hair care industry, the food industry, things like that. And I'm going to show you guys something that broke my little heart. Hold on. Let me find it. Give me a second. All right, there you go. Boom. Bow. B. All right, let me send that. I'm going to show you outside something real quick. Because this, to me, this let me know everything I needed to know. Let me know everything I need to know about where they getting us at, and why. Now it also makes sense on why the pushback, why there's a specific community is pushing back. Hold on, there you go. Hold on one second, it's coming. Oh yes. Hold on one second. Let me do this real second. I'm gonna put it up here for my people. Hold on. God damn it. That ain't the title. But hold on, give me a second. I'm ready to change it. All right, boom. There you go. All right, right here. So here's the thing right here. Let me see if I can shrink it. Hold on. I want to get right to a specific spot. But we spend over $100 million with these folks every year. All right, so let me pull that out. So $8 billion on, look like makeup, 10 on hair, 5 on nails, 70 on their clothes, and 30 on the food. People, you do know in each one of those industries, they need us more than we need them. And ladies, y'all spending way too much money with these folks. And they treating y'all the worst. See, we only come in contact with a specific rate. Now, I'm going to tell you the Africans. Now, let me take that back, because the African folks, I'm going to tell you the truth. Hold on. This right here, I saw this video. This is an Asian man over in South Africa, basically telling South African people, I'm ready to give you a small wage. You either take it or get the F off my land. Now, mind you, I'm going to show this guy face. I'm going to show you guys. Now, you tell me if you let this man talk to you like this. This guy. Would y'all let this guy talk to you like that? I can't show you on L dot. Now, he talking trash. And mind you, you do know what you teach them when you say, okay, I'm going to still take the job. When you still take the job and you refuse to do it, you done already messed up. You done basically told them now that you can step on me. I'm so tired of that for black folks. I think black folks have allowed people to just step on us and step on us and step on us, and I ain't being stepped on no more. I want my community to get to a point now where they say enough is enough. I'm with it. And if you want to shame me, that's fine. Again, I said it yesterday. We too close to these people. The way we think, the way we move, the way their opinions of us are way too close, and we get too much access to it. I don't care nothing about what they think. I know I have daughters. I used to live in an apartment complex that was right in front of a Target, which this is only steps away from where I'm at. Steps from my apartment. Target's right there. She asked me, she's in middle school at this point. She's a grown woman now. She's in middle school at this point. And she said, hey, a couple of the girls, they're going to go up here up to Target. We're going to get some pretzel and something. I remember this. They had a little eating area now. You know, I'm hesitating. I don't want to be overprotected. I want to be the cool dad, but I don't want to, something crazy to happen because it only takes a second. So it's just, so I say, yeah, but then I also alert. So I'll go up to the parking lot and I park and I make sure that don't nobody, at least if she goes in the store, if I see her come out, I'm going to see her get home. I'm terrified. And I'm terrified of it is because our children are unprotected. I've watched black kids, be in the right and still be demonized for doing the right thing. They're just going to always find you and point you out. I always tell people, wherever you at in the story, you're going to be the problem. If two people get into a fisticuff and one of them is a black person, you the problem. If two people of the same culture get into a fisticuff and neither one of them black, but one of the black people is filming it, you the problem. If no one in this situation, but at a bar and everybody in the bar is fighting, if you the bar owner and you black, you the problem. This is what they do. I don't think people understand that is the thing. And wherever you're at is what the story will become. Classic example. All the situations that have came out about this boy Carmelo Anthony's case and the Cyrus Belton case, you've seen this is nothing but clear cut. Neither one of them, the young boy who's gone, should not be gone. And since you took him away from him, there has to be justification when nothing was taken. But they're saying, no, it's justified. You want to know why? It's because anywhere you're at in this situation, you the problem. Even if you the victim. That's the thing that killed me. And my thing is for black folks that make justification. I don't care if you get your nail. Look, in Atlanta, if you want to get a massage that is halfway decent, even if you go to a place that ain't a shithole in the wall, because you don't go to none of them places. Too much stuff going on in these places. Don't get your butt up in there with them Asian women. But in Atlanta, even in the ones that are little high-end places, they have them in there. They always everywhere. They're always around. These people go, they don't demonize them. Come on, man. I'm watching my people have to suffer at every turn, at every lick. We got to make justification for what we doing. And I'm so sick and tired of watching other black folks blame you for it. And that's what I was trying to say too. I lost my thought. I was going to say, I'll go to a place, get a massage. When you go to get the place, I don't want to go see none of them places. Nope. No, I'm done. Forever. And I didn't say for until they apologize or until things cool down, and because that's what niggas love to do. Like for me, I'll be honest. When I say I'm going to commit to something when it comes to the coach, I commit to it. Classic example. I was with Kaepernick so much. Now, I am the traditional black man in 2017, 2016, whatever year it was. I'm a traditional black man. You know what I mean? If it's in the fall, we're getting ready for the NFL. If we're headed into the spring, we're getting ready for March Madness. If we're heading into the summer, we're getting ready for the NBA playoffs. I'm just that dude, just like everyone else. I'm the one who sit around with his brothers and sisters and have all the arguments about who's the greatest quarterback, who's the greatest starting point guard. Did all that. Kaepernick did it. We said it was boycott. I said, I'm just going to do all of it because it's really all of it need to go. So I just stopped watching it like that. Till the day a whole generation has passed. People that are playing that, I know who they are because I still catch CNN, ESPN, things like this. You catch podcasts, so you know people who they are. But I could not definitively tell you who's a top 5 quarterback in the league right now. Why? Because I don't watch like that anymore. I commit. So I would say to people, for me, I commit. If we are not dealing with these people, then let it go. 100 years. I'm Jeff Brown. With Jeff Brown. 100 years. I need people to understand you cannot do it. Mr. Child should need to be 100 years from now is when the next time somebody get a purchase from one of us. Do you know how that's going to hurt their soul? Do you know you tired of your people getting touched? You tired of your people getting hit. You tired of your people getting removed. You tired of your people can't make no money. Your neighborhoods is run down with everybody else. Do you know the fear that you strike? Is if everybody went home and nobody did it. Just take one day. Oh my God. The world would come crashing down. Do you know the fear from that community? Mr. Child, they would probably say, he has to be sacrificed. We have to do something. So what I'm saying is to people is that it's gotten to that point. We are so deep in this thing right now. Let's just do it. It ain't no need to sit there and keep fighting it. I'm with it. Cause see what we have now, we're way beyond boycotting. Boycotting don't work. Like, see, that's what I said to my sister last year. We got into it over the whole Jamal Bryant Target thing. I said, these people are not serious. They're not serious. And then to have Jamal Bryant literally stand out here when y'all know this man ain't about two flies dead. This man ain't worth 2 cents, man. I ain't talking about none of the infidelity. I ain't talking about none of the church stuff. I'm talking about every time when he needs to step out here and make a little bit of paper and he'll use you as a pawn to get it. As soon as the papers run out or they say it's time to switch, he gonna switch it up and he gonna give you an excuse. When that man said, the boycott over, y'all, we gonna move on back to Target, and they ain't talk to nobody. That means he talked to them white tea people and they said they go out there and say it. And he said, okay. And then they said, how you gonna get from around there? He said, I'm just gonna apologize, act like I ain't know what I was doing. Oh, my bad. If I'm so sorry if I hurt anyone's feelings when I said those statements right there and now. But he gonna say that quiet and he gonna say that in the back room. That's how they do. These people ain't about nothing. That's why I was saying, I was telling Sunshine earlier in here, I was trying to say to her when we was talking about, I don't like these in a lot of times, these events when we got to get called out for money making events, because these people are making money off of you and nobody's giving you anything. I think the culture has gotten to a point now, if we are at $1.2 trillion, if we are spending it like that, what we can definitively say is this. We can throw that weight around. That's weight. I need for your politicians. Look, nobody's listening to me. They won't let my numbers even grow no more. They used to let it go. I said too much, and now they won't let nothing happen no more. But I'll say this: if someone really loves you, if someone really has a following, when are they going to start talking in those manners about really making something tangibly for you? Not just the guy down here who's the YouTuber in Struggle Street. And what I mean is, if we 1.2, I'm gonna tell you, if we love some of these people at the top, then they need to be saying things like, let's throw our little 1.2 trillion weight around. Let's just throw it around. Why we ain't throwing it around? Come on, let's just throw it around. Because see, what it is that no, that means is that your job is to keep it, like I said this the other day, we out here right now, black folks don't organize without a leader, thank God. Without a leader, black folks that said, nah, I'm cool on y'all places. I don't want no Johnny food. I don't want your makeup. I don't want your hair. You keep your bundles. And you notice that you ain't heard nothing from Al Sharpton. You ain't heard nothing from the NAACP. You ain't heard nothing from the Black Caucus. You ain't heard nothing from none of these people about supporting you when it came to this. Why? Because that ain't the thing. I need for black folks to get in their head. Let's go ahead and say the truth. Let's say what's true on the table. And I need for all melanated black folks globally to understand this. You ain't got nobody else other than you. You are supposed to be at the bottom everywhere. Asians is not a minority. Asia has 2 billion people they say is there in Asia. They ain't nobody's minority. What you see in your neighborhood is an extension of that. They keep selling you on it because you believe the game that we are together as a group. You eat in their stores, they don't come to yours. You go to their massage places, they don't come to yours. So what I need for us to understand is this. They are not your friend. To be honest with you, can someone tell me any other group of people who are not melanated, who have or in modern history, who have had or is currently suffering at the same feet as black people are? And I'm talking about, can you show me where someone's still being enslaved like they in Libya and another group of people? Can you show me where they got nothing but dirt roads and bad infrastructure on any other place on this planet? Even the Middle East is full of nothing but rich folks. Not all of them, but you get my point. This is not a poor area. The Middle East is not. They're doing well. Arabs are not being attacked. They always getting the Negro. So what I need people to understand is this, which we keep doing is they keep okie dokie. Mexicans is really on the minorities with you. No, he just don't speak the language. They're in a hazing process right now, but they're all getting sucked into white society. 90% of them are classified Caucasian on their paperwork, which means they are allowed to be sucked into their culture. They are put here to be in front of you. That is not your friend. Just because you and Jesus is cool, that don't mean it's for all of y'all. Can you show me where any of the Venezuelans are struggling globally, anywhere else? They say, but the president is hurting it. Everybody, president hurting everybody. Welcome to America. But I want to show me somewhere where there's a group of people. If you go to Australia, it's only the melanated ones that suffer. If you go to Russia, you never hear about a group of people just getting attacked all the time, other than the black folk. Remember when it was time to get out of Ukraine, they were just attacking Nigerians. Libya, like I said, in Libya, they still in the slave trade. And the world knows that these people are being enslaved, but your president can tell you, oh, we gonna go over here and save them because they need liberating. Oh, you want to go a few steps over where they literally getting put on the auction block? You don't think that's cool? You don't need it? No, we're benefiting from that. Everything that you see keeps making you think that there's some camaraderie with other folks. Your black ass is by yourself. So when you come out and you say, man, I'm not going to demonize all these people because I know, okay, I'm not talking about demonization. I'm talking about hold yourself, hold your dollar, hold your money. If you're doing that, we're going to kill it. Remember this. The only thing that these people ever saw, the only camaraderie an Asian has with you at best is the internment camps that they were in for a few months, few years, and was properly compensated for that. And like I say, it's nothing like slavery. Don't think slavery when I say internment camp. They were told that they could not leave. I'm not saying that this was the Four Seasons. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is when they held them, they were properly compensated right behind it. What are you saying there? Hold on, I'm gonna see what somebody said here. So who's suffering in Nigeria? By whom? Somalians by whom? Okay. When you say all those nations, remember this. I would recommend a book called The Economic Confessions of an Economic Hitman. What's it? Let State of Mind. I think that's what it is. I can't really read it. I would recommend that book. And I'm gonna tell you, I would recommend that book to start because I would want you to see how from their Peace Corps to the lady who works at the bakery, I go even deeper, to Jihada on HGTV, to who's that plastic man on CNN who's made of like silver? What's that white guy name? I can't think of. All these people have been leaked to be CIA agents. It's alphabet gang people. Let me say it the way. I love TikTok Shop. I love it. Love TikTok Shop. Love TikTok Shop. So what I need y'all to understand is your next door neighbor could be one. They literally are funding nothing but that's why every corner of the earth there is somebody who looks like one of them because they everywhere and they leave nothing to chance. Your job, you may be a certified alphabet community member. Get on the payroll and your job could be nothing more than to be the old lady who plants her flowers in front of the house and keep watch of all the black folks in the neighborhood and report back. She don't do nothing else. That is her job. They have people who their job is to just sit in traffic to hold it up. You saying who they paying to do this? They don't advertise that on LinkedIn. Okay? You're not going to get that. You have to be in the know. What they got you believing is that if you keep striving as an individual, you too gonna be a superstar. You're not. The superstars are broke. The wealth is with the family. I had a video I meant to play a while back. It was this young man who basically, he played a video of nothing. They had like a cookout or an event. It wasn't a cookout, it was a number of white people. They had an event, and all these people at this event, and they kept asking what's their last name. Oh, I'm a Welch, I'm a Rockefeller, I'm a this, I'm a that, I'm a DuPont, I'm a this. My family has 18 billion bajillion. These are the only people that's going to have any money moving forward. Let me tell you how I know it. For one, I'm gonna make it even simple. People like to use words like the boomer class has all the wealth. No, that don't make sense to a lot of us. Let's say it this way. Let's simplify this thing. Who, other than say, as we think it is, and I only know now because I think he may be in trouble, but in their 40s, it ain't many more people other than maybe Kevin Hart, Beyonce, I think Lil Wayne. I'm running out of people, but it ain't but a handful of folks. When I say really got wealth, that's 40 and under, 40 something and under. And if you hit the 30s, can someone tell me who has wealth now? They're not building any more Puff Daddies. They're not building any more babies. They're not building any more Master P's. They're not out there. They're no more. They're not doing that anymore. Those them guys that was in their 20s and 30s making that type of paper, running stuff, they don't do that anymore. See, I don't think people are understanding that what they are systematically removing your wealth at all costs. And I saw the game. I meant to tell y'all guys something I saw, and now I see the game, guys. You want to know how they're gonna break us to now? Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. God, I can't find it. I don't think maybe hold on. Let me refresh my page. I know I got it. Hold on. Let me see if I got it. Nope, I didn't get it. But Florida, starting on July the 1st, I think it's Florida if I'm not mistaken, July the 1st, starting on July the 1st, gold and silver will be now allowed as normal currency, meaning you can pay with gold and silver. Y'all gonna say, what? Oh, that's crazy. What's the big deal? It is a big deal. I'm gonna tell you why. Remember, the money is not backed by anything. There is nothing but fiat currency, meaning that has no value, meaning there are just digits on your screen, on your bank account, on your phone. This is not real money at all. There is no value to it. But two things that never loses its value is gold and silver. It always stays the same or go up in value. So what happens when your country said to you for the last 10, 15 years, oh, it's all going to crypto. Everybody get into crypto. And then you get into crypto and you make a few dollars. Some people make a lot of dollars. But what happens if crypto lasts 20 years and on the 20th anniversary, your United States government comes out and says, we no longer accept anything but gold and silver and you own none? Do you know the instant level of wealth that each and every one of us people who did not invest in any of that would now fall to nothing? That means everything from your entertainers to your ball players down to the dude who's the janitor, all are on the same level now. And I would not be surprised this country did it and then told you, tough. I'll give you a great excuse. It just had to be done. We had to do it. Unfortunately, we had to do it. And that's what they'll tell you. You'll get that. It ain't nothing you're going to be able to do about it. You'll be stuck. But when I saw that, and they said, and then as early as July the 1st, it's people, I think, look, let me say this, because I want to make sure we understand this too. I think people need to understand too that being that we are moving as a unit now, you're starting to see it. Being as black people are starting to come together and move more collectively as like a unit. Don't think this is not going to come without pushback. So what you're watching right now is the pushback. Like I have many articles in here, like article right here. So let me see some of them in here. Articles talking about women. Let me see what it is. Here's one. Data shows that black women are being hit the hardest by the layoffs. Yes, you are. You know why? Because they're attacking black people. And guess what they did about 20 years ago? About 30 years ago. They started systematically removing the black man from the job. That's why he's not the name on this list. And it's you. You have been the one that they replaced him with. And now they're getting you. I need black folks to understand that. Shed a lie, people. Put this out here. We got a little bit to talk about with this. I need people to understand that it's getting worse. It don't take nothing to tap the line. Tap that button and let's put it out here for the people. Hit the like button. Let me say this. You are being removed. It's not DEI. There ain't none of that stuff. Those are fancy words. These people systematically block us at all times. They do it to us. Sisters, you are losing it because they are attacking black people. They can't attack black men because they've already removed the jobs that they were the ones that we were the primary sources. Remember, the factory worker was your husband, not you. It was your husband. And when your husband couldn't work at the factory anymore, they said, oh, he got to pivot into a trade. He got into trade. Then they said, oh, let's unionize. So even if you get it, let's make sure you have to go through this, and this, and you have to still get an internship, this and that. You see how you're holding up progress. Then they say, okay, we'll go over to corporate. Brothers got into corporate America. Say, great. Now let's remove them and put your women there. So that's what happened to your husband. And now they're coming for you. This is why I keep saying it. You can't have it both ways. Do not complain about the person that you are living with because you are doing better when you used to be in that same position. I hear women all the time, man, women couldn't get right to own a home or a bank account to the 1970s. Great. So now that you're in this position, now that you live it, because what I need for people to do is stop doing this. Stop paying attention online. Pay attention to your own personal situation. They will paint like women, y'all get tired of the angry black woman. I know you do. I know you do. When a black woman is angry, I stop not saying, oh, there's a black woman being angry again. I stop and say this. What the fuck does somebody do to her? Because that's a lot of times when a person's angry, they're going to get angry when something's done to them. But what it is that that's a stigma. Same thing. You've seen your husbands, you've seen your fathers, you've seen your uncles, you've seen your brothers, you've seen all of them complain about the workforce that they are in right now. You've seen the ones that talked about you had to coon if you had to do this. You had to do this if you did this. You had the same stress level that you had. So why is it that now you're in the league, you think that it's a problem or a reason to talk shit to these men? You ready to be right back in with them. You're going to need them. And that's why I say when you say that, don't get mad when a brother say no. Like I saw this real quick. I ain't gonna pay for them for this. Listen, this is why. Hold on, not that. Hold on. Wait, let me see. Oh, here it is. I know it is. It's over here. It's over here. God darn it. I hate when the flow get messed up. Hold on, guys. Cause I saw this lady right here because she was talking. I agree with her. Hold on. She said this. Hold on. Hold on. I hate when people take the minority and take it, but I'll just pick it. Let me move on because I don't even know why. I'm only gonna take it to a relationship. That ain't what we was talking about. I just wanted to pick it there. That was funny to me because I saw that earlier. I was like, yes, I agree with 100%. But now I just honestly at this point now, black folks, we're gonna have to understand these people is just not your friend. They not, and everything that they doing right now is against us. So let me finish that because I did want to make a point of that before I move on. Remember, we are on one accord. We are fighting back. We are blacking out. Now we cannot stop. That's why I don't like boycotts, because if you're just boycotts without a plan to move forward is going to detriment to us. It doesn't have to be. This is a lucrative time. I think I figured out the way that black people are going to save themselves in all this economy that we're in. All right, this is a good thing, not a bad thing. But you know the old adage, sometimes you got to go down to come back up. I think what black people do not understand is this. If we stay on this accord, they're going to keep attacking us. They're going to keep telling us that we're wrong. They're going to keep trying to remove things for them. They're going to keep doing this. Why? Because we're removing their business. And as their business is removed, this is the time that now black folks start producing. I promise you. You know how back in 2015, people was wanting to start the websites and start like their black Amazons and they wanted marketplaces so we can find each other, this and third. I think it was too premature. I don't think we were suffering enough, and I don't think it had got bad enough yet. But this time, I think it's bad. Because, mind you, with no leadership, with no one leading the charge, black folks go, because like, when I looked up, because I said it to myself, it was like, last week, I was like, I'm done with any of the Asian spots. I said that without even knowing that black folks collectively were obviously thinking the same thing. And then we did it all on one accord. This was grassroots at its core. We are there. We need to start producing now. Now is the time to get together with other people and say, girl, what can we do? Brother, what can we do? What can we produce now? And bring it out to the world. Hit the people who do have a platform, who do give a damn. I would always say do this. There's a handful of people who have the pulse of your people. Find those people's platforms, email those people and ask them, do they advertise your business? And then you go that way. Do not go to the white team, man. Do not go to Facebook. Facebook is not your friend. Facebook is the United States. You know what it is. So is Instagram. So is TikTok. So is all of them. So when you go and you get an ad and you post it and you say to yourself, but my business still don't generate that much money. Why it's going on? Because they ain't showing nobody and they still taking your money. They just putting on, remember, they can put, look, I am a former web developer. When I built a website for any person, if no one asked me, I had, if no one required that I did not, I had complete access to your back ends of all your websites. I could see everything that was sent, said, done, everything from your back end. Everything. I could have did it. And what I'm telling you is that the same people who are subjugating you, who are stifling your information, who is not letting you come together, who are not your friend, is not going to look on their back end and see all this money you send to them and all the stuff that you're going to try to build together. They're going to say, no, just put the digits on the screen and tell them that you did. But no, because I can write in whatever I want to write in. I can code in whatever I want to code in. Black people, you're not going to get out by basically living online with these folks like that. They're not going to help you. I give it to you, a classic example. They tell you, get on brand, put the content out, find your audience. I know my audience. I know my black people. But very few and far in between do they allow me to get access to you. It should not be every time that I go to do this, every day that I go to do this. I find brand new people every day, but they don't send back none of the people that I send notifications out to. They don't bring back none of the people who were just there the day before. I do this every day. What? Monday through Friday. Because what it is this. No, that is a too positive of a message for black people to stand on. I do not want them together. I remember when I first hit the scene, this is so funny. My backup page, which is so funny, which doesn't even have but a handful of people on it. I just got access to be able to go live. On my backup page yesterday, between that one and my other page, who has a few thousand people on there, I was doing better numbers on my backup page than the page that has been established for over a year and a half. Why? Because that's a stifling. I'm going to govern that. I'm going to bring that back down to where I need that to throttle that to. No, sir. No, ma'am. And I know, I understand it. I do it every day because I say to myself like this, one person who hears something, because I remember this. I remember it was a time where I'm looking for something. I'm looking for information. I'm looking for something that's going to send me on a path that's going to send me going. And I talk about it in a myriad of things. And I just be looking for somebody. Maybe I spark one thing, one person, they move on, they roll with it. I'm cool with it all day. At the end of the day, not everybody's supposed to have the same path. At the end of the day, my thing is just, it may not be the path for me. Mine is that I enjoy it. I enjoy the time that I spend. I enjoy the people that I have met through doing this. And I do feel like that I have a positive message for my own people. We do not have enough of that. They do not let that out into the world. They say throttle you, bring you back, don't do that. They're going to just keep doing it. So we got to keep pushing through. We do. We have to keep pushing through. We got to keep trying. Anyways, let me move on from that. Let me see what else is in my timeline. Brothers, man, I ain't even going to play that because that's going to sound harsh. Look, let me say this. Let me play this one. So mind you, every time a black person get in the street, we be like, we're not going to take it. And we be like that. What do they say? Man, look at those thugs, this and the third. And then they'll send out, look, they'll say you the thugs, everybody be peaceful. They'll send out one of their operatives who so happen to be black or dress up as a black person. And he'll walk by, because I saw this in Ferguson. They would walk by and just crack out windows and stuff, break out windows and walk away. It'd be police doing that. So they have to manufacture everything. So mind you, if they wouldn't have manufactured the stuff to break their own stuff just to blame you for breaking it, how far are they willing to go? But not only that, but you're a thug, this and the third. Why is they fighting in New York after a basketball game and no one calls them thugs? They're tearing up the city. They're blocking traffic. And no one's the wiser. They're not thugs. They're just energetic fans who just lost themselves. See, that's why I'm paying attention. Look, I will tell you like this. If you want to shame me into feeling bad for anything that black people do, you're going to have to start with yourself first. And if you refuse to start with yourself first, don't come over here trying to call my dirty cup dirty when yours is just filthy. Like that white man I was playing a little while ago who basically was going to tell us all the time that they just superior and this, that, and the third, and that they have all the culture and black people and everyone else don't have anything. You're just a projection. You're a thief. You're a virus. You're a colonizer. It just is what it is. You don't like those words. But my thing is like this. If you don't like the words so much, then stop the behavior. No, you say, nope, I'll just control all aspects of you being able to say it. That's the route I'd rather take. You know why they take that route versus doing the latter? Because they don't care. See, once you grow up and you understand that part, they don't care. I see black people on these CNN and MSNBCs and these shows, and they be trying to appeal to people
You do know that these people have put a data center on this black neighborhood, and that black neighborhood has lost this many people, and cancer clusters are calling young babies, young black babies are being tortured and this and that. And you know what the white people do? And then they're gonna give you an excuse. Come on, you're just exaggerating, you're doing too much. You know what? Because he don't care. So I think at some point, when a person tells you, I don't care, why are you still talking to them? So like for me, you notice that nobody really talks to me like that. They don't argue with it anymore. Somebody come in, make another comment, they'll leave, but they know once you start challenging, you have no legs to stand on. Not none of the topics we be talking about. Because everything changes. Like I said earlier in the show, I promise you that everything changes based upon where the black person is. And I've even seen this. If you was here earlier when I said that, it is true. Wherever a black person is in the situation, you're always going to be the bad person. I don't care if you're a person in the fight, not in the fight, filming the fight. You the one to own the property. Don't matter. Wherever you at in there, you're going to be the problem. And everybody else is not going to be talked about as much as you. That's what's going to happen. But what's funny is it goes even deeper than that. You don't have to be president all. And they still will find out a way to make it about you, and you ain't in the room. I've seen that too. I was like, how do you figure out a way to blame black guys for everything? You want to know why? Because we only have the group of people where we can find other groups of people in our group that's willing to say that dumb shit with you. That's why we got to fix our economics. Y'all do realize cooning starts with economics, right? The reason why people coon is because sometimes this world sometimes teaches some of these people. Some people in this world literally right now has all the desire, all the want, and even could be super intelligent. You can meet them the whole night and still be struggling. And the reason is because sometimes, somewhere, if you don't fall into it, it could be the area you're in, it could be the people that's around you, it could be something why it's not panning out for you at all. And I can tell you this, that no matter what, it's just not going to work. And I think what happened in our culture is that what they take is they'll take those types of people and they'll say, I have a way for you. They'll say this, and this, and this, and you'll look great. Yeah, mind you. And we're going to stand up. Remember, the media protects a lot of the people that have the coonish behavior. The media, it speaks fondly of them. You know it's bad when Jesse Lee Peterson, if you don't know what I'm talking about, look him up. Jesse Lee Peterson sounds like a retard. A country retard. But yet and still, he probably makes more money than the majority of us black men in this world right now. So of course, could you imagine sounding like that, thinking like that, moving like that, being and having the mindset that he has? Any other thing he can do, he ain't gonna make no money. And so I don't think people understand that in this world. That's true. That's a true statement to me. It's just really, and that's why a lot of times I don't get white tea people a pass, because a lot of times all you have to do is apply yourself. You truly do. All you have to do a lot of times is apply yourself, and it's gonna work out for you. Y'all know it to be true. Now people will sit back and they'll say, "Hey, brother, I'm struggling." Yeah, you're choosing it. That same projection they put out to black people that we know we have no control over. Because mind you, when they tell a black man, figure it out, do better. Figure out, do better, and they don't control no aspect of it. But your people, your everything controls every aspect of it. Where now, like I said, the Carmelo Anthony case, you got the dad, the DA, and the judge all having drinks together. Can your family say that? No. So you go through that right there. I'm sitting there trying to tell you all the time, we live in two different worlds. Two different situations that happen at all times. I don't think black people get that. I really don't. I don't think people understand that at all. But I digress. Oh, Lord Jesus. Yeah. Now, I just got I told you your live is not eligible to recommend. Look, they just got me with a bullying. I just got hit with bullying on my backup page. Now, I don't know who I bullied, but I just got hit with a bullying charge. See, I'm telling you, it's the craziest thing in the world. Man. But I tell you what it is. Look, I'm the problem, but everything I say here today is nothing but truth. But remember, the same country who does these things to black people, who does things to harm us every day, who tell us words that are in the English language that we are supposed to use at police stations. If something happens to a woman and her punani gets touched in a way that she doesn't like, and she has to go down to the police station, she's going to use the R word, and she's going to say that. So then explain to me why we can't say that word that is prevalent, that you say so prevalent in our culture, that we can't use it online. Why? Because it would be attached to you. Same reason why we had to make a whole new way of saying pink people. Why? Because if you say the color, that is them, they'll get your page flag. Why? Because they always doing something they ain't got no business doing. See, to me, you can't tell me how intelligent, how smart, how debonair, how you are just the superior third mind and we have the bigger brains in the world, but everything you do to keep it is violent. The intellectual will be able to outsmart you without having to be so violent, without having to control every aspect of the narrative, without having to control the media, what the media said, the algorithm, who gets to see the algorithm of what. It's amazing to me. It is amazing to me that they won't show my videos to people who went out their way to hit the like, subscribe, follow button, but will consistently show me people I don't follow over and over and over again every day, even though I don't stop, I don't click, I don't watch, I don't like, I don't reshare, repost any some people videos, and they show it to me over and over again. How is that possible? You see, yep, when they get yep. But they can't prove it, they give up. It's the same thing in here. What do they do when they in the rooms? I can give you cyber. Oh shoot. I can show you how they do it in the cyber world. So what do? You have to start having a conversation. Start having a conversation with them. It could be a simple conversation, especially when they come in smug. They come in, hi, I'm Todd, and you black people just don't understand what you're talking about. You're just lazy and inadequate. I'm going to show you how I'm going to intellectually just destroy you in under 5 minutes. And as soon as you get to talking about anything, they troll out at the end. You know, you're a bunch of chimps. And then here comes our word, and this and the third, and they troll out. That troll comes every time because they have no legs. I always say this to you too. Anything dealing with them, they're going to control the narrative. It's the same reason why you don't get to talk to your politician. It's the same reason why when your politician talks on TV, that they get specific questions and they all get to vet and they get to practice and they have a whole team go over it and they practice and they practice and they practice and they practice because you can't ask them anything. Why? Because if you did, they wouldn't know what to say because they don't run anything. The people who run things tell them when they want them to do something. And they said today, this is all we talking about. See, I know why they won't allow me to get larger. I know that if I got to interview a politician who stands in front of everyone's face, if you gave me a Keisha Lance Bottom who is running for governor, if you gave me a Stacey Abrams who used to run, if you give me a Bakari Sellers, if you give me any of these people, Cory Booker, you give me any of these people, I promise you, we're going to have made for the internet TV. And I know they're not going to let me get that. But I'm going to ask the questions that not only me, but you and your mom and your cousin want to be asked. And you want a real direct answer. You don't want to know about the greens. You don't want to know about the hot sauce. You don't want your baby kissed. You don't want them to come to church with you on Sunday. You want, in this interview, they want to know, how is it that certain people are in position and they don't give any tangible, any information about what they gonna do? My thing is, let me interview Kamala Harris. Any of them. I'm gonna go right on their websites and I want to see what they stand for, how they stand for. I'm gonna look at their Twitters and I'm gonna look at it ad nauseum, the whole nine, and then I'm gonna ask from that direction. I never saw anything of this, and this when it came to black people in your timeline. So I know the people, being that I've covered all your social media, website, the whole nine, that's not something they would be readily available to hear from you. Maybe you talked about it, I don't know, but I can tell you we don't know it. So first things first, why is it so hard to get reparations for black people? That would be my first question out the gate. And then I will let them answer whatever deflective way they want to. But instead of most of the time what people do, even when they ask the hard questions, they allow them to escape with the deflective answer. No. I don't know if y'all was raised by one, but my father, God rest his soul, should have been a lawyer. Because he's going to ask you every which way in your mama until you answer that question directly and truthfully. And he's not going to let you squirm out of it until you do. I take that from him. I'm not letting you out of it. So if you want to say, like for black folks will say this again too. Kamala Harris, you was number 2 for 4 years. And I tried to find something specifically for the sister girl community I'm picking. But I would say for the community, for black people, man, that you went to HBCU, I know you understand If you went to the HBCU and you was around the black folks and the nickels and all that stuff, because we're not going to play with you being black. I'm not even going to play with her like that. I'm not even going to ask her to sit there and play that sister girl game. She ain't. But if I'm asking her a question, I'm going to ask her this and the third. I'm going to say, so explain to me, so what is it that we've done with this number 2 position? Because I can imagine, there has to be something you can do from the number 2 position, isn't it? And if you can, if so, can you tell us what, being that you didn't, because I'm going to say that way, being that you didn't, I ain't going to play with it. Being that you didn't do anything specifically for black people, can you tell us the constraints that the number 2 has? Because I'm assuming that's the reason why we had nothing introduced. You didn't talk to him over coffee or anything, because I don't see anything tangibly even spoken to with the black people, even though you ran on a sister girl ticket. So those are the types of things you need to ask these people. If you're going to talk to Keisha Lance Bottom, you're going to say, Keisha Lance Bottom, can you tell me what you did for the city of Atlanta? And then I'll go over a record, because I was in the city when she was the mayor of Atlanta. She didn't, let me stop. But I'm going to ask her at that point, and I'm going to ask her that question. And then look great. And I don't want just them. I want to bring me the Republicans. I want them little white men to come over here with their little cocky lie. They lie so uneventful. But even with them, they'll let off the hook. Give me one of them white. I was thinking about what's the little East Indian one there? Can I think of his name right now? But I so want to ask him questions. Donald Trump, you can't ask him no questions because all he's gonna do is chimp out, as they call it now. But all he's gonna do, he's gonna troll out and get out of the way. That's why Trump does that. Trump can't answer the question, so he has devised this defense mechanism. He'll just call you dumb, stupid, something like that, and he'll move on for it. But the reason why he does that is solely for that purpose. That's the reason why he does that. And so I want people to know that I'm not going for that no more. Not if I was interviewing you, but I know I'll never get to do that. They don't want those interviews. They want people going to give them that, and then they want people going to take a lot of money. Now, for me, hey, people, make me an offer. How did you? Anyway, what you say here? You said, yeah, we can't. Oh, yeah, that's all that one. But anyway, let me see what else we got here before we get out of here, people. I'm going to get out of here for the day after this. Let me see. Anything else I have in here I wanted to discuss? I know I had something I wanted to talk about. What was it? Oh, one thing I did want to cover. Look, one last thing I wanted to cover before we got out of here. So now JetBlue was saying that they struggling. Now remember, JetBlue was just ready to buy Spirit, won't they, or something like that recently, right? Well, they're talking about they are $8 billion in debt. JetBlue. Being that they're $8 billion in debt, they're basically saying now they are. Let me say it this way. I have a funny feeling that what's happening is they are systematically again shutting down travel. You're not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. You're not going to be able to move. You're not going to be able to go anywhere. You're not going to be able to do anything. All of a sudden, due to jet fuel prices, everything else, people are not going to be able to move anymore. And then once you're not going to be able to move, then the second phase of the plan is going to come in. You know what's the next best thing than trying to travel? 15-minute cities where you can just have everything in one place and make it gorgeous and beautiful. And everybody going to say, yeah, let's move into those. And then when you get in those, they're going to say, water restrictions, travel restrictions. And before you know it, you have cute boutique your way into a Hunger Games existence. So what happens is, and I think what happens is, like, what people don't realize, Hunger Games was basically that. You were in a territory you couldn't leave. You had to basically pick to be able to go to a better spot to go to. Now imagine this. You see it, it has to be flat out destitute living. That's how you're going to view it, because that's what the movie said. What if the movie was symbolic? What if the movie was supposed to represent, this is what happens, or what's going to happen. You just can't move around, but it'll look like your town that you live in now. You'll be the house that you're staying in now. But now you just don't get to move no more. Now online, you can't say any much for your own benefit. Remember, they just blocked my whole live over here on the backup page, telling me I was bullying people. For the people who was in there all day, you haven't heard me bully anybody. But they can just say it. And mind you, who am I going to call and tell them they're lying? Who am I going to appeal to? The algorithm that said, yes, we don't like that, so yes, it's a no. The reason why they took away even the contact to humans is because of that. They want to be able to say there's no one to talk to when we make a final decision. And when we get caught up, and if it goes viral or goes global and people catch wind of it, they'll just blame, oh, we didn't ever know anything about that. But now that we see it, we correct it and you have your page back. Sorry about that. That one person. And then they just say, don't worry, we'll get them later for something else. That's what they do. That's the world we live in. But I digress. I can't keep going. But anyways, people, that was today's episode. I'm going to get back to playing music probably starting tomorrow. I got to get some things lined up for to do it. We had a lot of technical difficulties today, so I wasn't able to do it. But I definitely appreciate the people who came in and spent the time with me. And I always say too, I always hit the follow button. I don't know if there's any other way to get you to subscribe, like to get the notification. I try to send out the notifications, but they only let me send out a hand few. So, but if you're coming in, if you follow the page, or if you have the chance, I do this in between, most of the time between the hours between 12 and 2. Lately, it's been closer to 2. But I always send out I always put out a notification. So check the page. I always send out like a post and let everyone know that the live will be up and around what time it's going to come up. So yeah, definitely check out for that. Like the page, support the channel. 300 Radio, Cash App, 300 Radio. Look it up. I think that's what it is. I think it's 300 Radio. Yeah, 300 Radio on Cash App. And I think, oh wait, it's on the screen. Yeah, 300 Cash App, $ 300 Radio. That's what it is. I appreciate any of the love, all the support that we do get. And like I said, I'm gonna see you guys for the next one. All right, I'm out. Peace. Boom. There we go. There we go. Where we at? There we go. All right, people on L. Backup page. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. All right, I appreciate you. All right, peace. Get out of here. I think that's you. Boom. Boom. Bow. And then over here on the backup YouTube channel, which no one ever comes to because y'all be